Tony Schiavi, the Ashland Town Manager. Tony, how are things going?
Hello everyone and welcome to Around the Clock. My name is Mark Jewett.
And I'm Yolanda Greaves. Welcome to our May 8th taping of Around the Clock. Mark, what do we have in store today?
All kinds of good stuff, Yolanda. We're going to have our update on the Selectmen's meetings. Our last meeting was April 30th, and then we're going to talk a little bit about town meeting that happened just last night. We're going to have our Ask the Clock segment, and today we're going to announce the winner of the pothole contest.
Ooh, we've had some good submissions.
Some big submissions.
Yeah.
Right, but I will say DPW's out and about filling those holes.
They are.
So we thank them as usual. Special guest today is Joe White. Joe's the founder, or co-founder actually, of the Ashland Community Theater. Joe's going to come on and interview with you.
Yeah, I look forward to speaking with him about the projects that they have coming forward.
And for our town personnel segment, we'll have Town Manager Anthony Schiavi. He's going to come on and tell us the results and update on last night's town meeting.
Great.
We'll have a very full around the clock town tour today. We've got several segments. We had firearms training with the police down at the DPW yard. It was Green Up Ashland Day last weekend. We got some film from that. Got a little announcement from the Ashland Music and Arts Festival, as well as a presentation by the Decisions at Every Turn committee. So full show today, Yolanda.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so we'll be right back with our Selectmen update. Please stick with us. This is Around the Clock. All right, welcome back to Around the Clock. So Yolanda, we're going to talk about the April 30th Selectmen's meeting.
Right, we didn't tape after that meeting because the following week we're doing town meetings, so we figured we'd sort of keep it all together. So we had a very full meeting. It was a meeting, we were there past 10 o'clock.
And
I know, I tried keeping it under that 10 o'clock time frame, but we talked about a lot of good things. We had our follow-up and continuation of the Fusion hearing. They had been some issues there where they were doing some overpouring. People were leaving the restaurant, doing some issues with DUI charges. Police were finding them, and so we needed to handle that. I think there was some good discussion by the board members as to what the penalties needed to be, and I think we came up with a good solution. They'll have a couple of weekends where the restaurant will be open to still serve food, but they won't be able to serve alcohol. They've also agreed to adding some tips training and getting their wait staff and their bar staff up to speed and making sure they can see what it means when someone has had a few too many.
Yeah, as well as having an officer on duty on Friday nights.
Yeah. So the restaurant was willing to work with us, which I think was important. They understood our importance and our stress on the safety of the citizens, not just the people leaving the restaurant, but the people who are driving by or might interact with these people leaving their restaurant. So that was favorable. We got to do one of the fun things. We got to acknowledge the retirement of Dublin, the Ashland Fire Department rescue dog.
To all the members of the Ashland Fire Department who spent countless hours in the woods hiding for Dublin when it was when we were preparing for her certification. All the bug bites, the mosquito bites, the tick bites. I apologize for all those. The past 11 years working with Dublin, training with her, going for our certification, working with her as a partner has been both the most challenging 11 years of my career, but also the most rewarding. It has been my honor to work with her as a partner, and it has been our privilege to serve the community of Ashland, the citizens of Ashland, the citizens of Hopkinton, and the citizens of the surrounding community with this service. I thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it was great to hear the stories of some of the great things he had done, and that he'll still be involved. He'll still be coming into the schools and working.
Consulting?
I don't know if he'll be consulting, but certainly still helping out, because with a lot of kids, having that connection with an animal helps them feel more comfortable with the fire department, and just like with our police department. We had Jim Daler from Amoresco, and when we talk with Town Manager Tony Schiavi, we'll get a little bit more about that, because that was a big detail and a big presentation done at our town meeting. Rob Muhlenbeck from Sustainability Committee, and we'll be getting a little update from them later in the show regarding Solar Flare, a new company that has come to Ashland, and a project that they are working with our Sustainability Committee on to help people in Ashland look at solar and determine if it's right for them. So that was a good presentation. And then we moved into one of the big issues of the evening, our BAA grant program. So the BAA grant program is we get funds from the numbers of, we have runners who run in the Boston Marathon for Ashland. To get a number, you have to commit to raising a certain amount of money. That money has come in. We also get funding from the BAA for the town to offset our issues for extra security, cleanup, and things like that. And the extra funds from that, we look at grants, and we are able to fund different projects here in Ashland. The goal, I think, for a lot of them is towards sports related or activity related. So we had a couple of sports youth groups that we were able to fund some things for. But it also helps just some of our departments do things. Our auxiliary police have always looked for extra funding because they're all volunteers and it comes out of their pocket. So if we can help them do some things, we support the concerts during the summer, we support Ashland Day. So again, people are fundraising to support activities that are going on here in Ashland. The Ashland Community Theater, we'll be talking to Joe White later. We were able to give them some money to help support their new program and bring community theater here to Ashland. And those were the big things. We also talked about town meeting, and I think everyone's pleased with how town meeting went, and now looking forward to that next step, now that town meeting and fiscal 15 budget has been passed, and on to the next great things.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for that update.
Okay.
Stick with us here on Around the Clock, and we'll be right back to announce the winner of our pothole contest at Ask the Clock.
Ever since I was a little girl, I've dreamed of my senior prom, having the most amazing day.
And I did. Until I made a poor decision.
A decision that changed the rest of my life.
And the decision that ended my best friend's life.
I learned the hard way that proms and alcohol don't mix. And I had to deal with the consequences of getting into that car every single day.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Don't let this be your last one.